It's Madden NFL 23. And in the spotlight is Rashad Bateman. He's been a production machine with a 1,200-yard season thus far. It's the Ravens and the Falcons coming up next.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to historic Baltimore, Maryland, and M&T Bank Stadium. Coming up, we've got what should prove to be a good one between the Atlanta Falcons and the Baltimore Ravens. I'm Brandon Gaudin, to my right, Charles Davis. Happy to be with you. And CD, we've got a couple of very potent offenses about to take the field below us in this one.
Both potent, but they certainly go about things in different ways, don't they, partner? On one side, you got the #1 rushing offense in the league. They want to run, and wear you down and own the time of possession. But then on the other side, you got an offense who thinks pass first, second, and third, and they're up near the top of the league in passing yards, and they like to strike quickly. We'll see which style of offense prevails in this one.
Season is upon us. We've got the gift of the NFL as we're underway here in Week 16. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Falcons now get to stretch their wings on offense here, and at quarterback for them is a former second overall pick who spent 4 seasons as a starter in Tennessee, Marcus Mariota.
Coming out of Oregon as the Heisman Trophy winner, we thought that this guy was headed towards superstardom, and while he didn't quite reach those heights, he did have some flashes along the way. And right now, his athleticism continues to keep him in the league. Still has a good arm, mobile, a great guy to have in the locker room. He can win if given an opportunity.
And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes. It'll be a loss of 7 on the sack, and it brings up second.
But we knew coming in it was going to be a long afternoon if they weren't able to hold up against this pass rush, huh?
What we didn't know was that protection was going to spring a leak on the first play from scrimmage.
Got after him right out of the gate.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete. I don't think this is the script they had in mind for their opening drive. This is 3rd and long. Opening carry of the game for Cordell Patterson. And not even back to the line of scrimmage this time as they're on him quickly once more. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th. So on now is the Clemson man, Bradley Pinion, to punt this one away. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. It's a 39-yard punt, and good coverage means a loss on the return. And the Ravens, they'll take over. Time to see this wide-open Baltimore offense go to work, and leading them, pretty darn good one, Lamar Jackson out of Louisville.
And his stat line last week, that's not going to get him to the Pro Bowl. All right, no touchdowns, no interceptions, but they won. And so the bottom line for him is team won, managed the game effectively, led them to victory. He's doing all the right things.
The drive will commence with a run by J.K. Dobbins. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. They go play action with Jackson. He's got his man. It's Andrews. And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line. On 1st and 10, it's Dobbins. And a good job of finding the open space to run as he's down close to the 30 here. Right back to Dobbins on 1st. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Now after that sack, it's 3rd and long for Jackson and the Ravens. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. Able to pick up a dozen yards there on the scramble, but not enough. Fourth down. And that is something that we just saw there that you obviously have to be prepared for when you try to defend Lamar Jackson. That likely will not be the last time that we see him take off.
I love your language there, partner. You have to be prepared for it. You work at it. But I don't care how much you prepare, it is hard as heck to execute against Lamar Jackson. Great vision, great speed, tenacity, runs through tackles, makes people miss. It's always a long game when you're trying to corral Lamar Jackson.
Tucker's kick is good, and the Ravens strike first and 3's in. So an opening drive field goal maybe doesn't whip this crowd into a frenzy, but I think that they will take the early lead.
There's no doubt about it. They will always take the early lead, and maybe that celebration comes later if they play well and they can break things open. But right now, this is all about letting the offense just get settled in.
From out of his end zone, it's Avery Williams. So for the second time in this one, we get set to see the Falcons offense. This one a little slow to get cooking. Just a 3-0 scoreline as they begin with a 1st and 10. Play fake. Mariota. They'll roll him out right. And just not enough on the throw there. Down around his feet and incomplete. Here they come, 2nd and 10 now from the 10. Off the play fake, Mariota. Pressure gets to him, and down he goes. Back at the 4-yard line. Adafe Owe, the outside linebacker, dropping it for a loss of 6.
Well, the pass rush has been a real strength of late. They know how to get after the quarterback.
Absolutely. 4 sacks last week. That's their first one here. Anything in particular you've seen from them or on film?
I think that they're winning athletically up front, winning those one-on-one battles, but also when the offensive line wants to keep everyone in and mass protect, they know how to scheme their way back to the quarterback as well.
Just a 2-yard pickup, and that should necessitate a call for the punt team here on 4th down. Here's Bradley Pinion now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. Fielded at the 43. The 48-yard punt, 7 on the return. And this offense takes over in great shape right at the 50. 1st and 10. They'll try the draw here with Dobbins. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. Now Dobbins again on 2nd down. And he's over midfield and into Falcon territory. And they're going to hurry back to the line now. On 3rd down, here's Dobbins. And he will get him down a couple yards shy of the 1st down marker. A nice tackle coming up from his free safety spot. That's running out of steam, and it won't get there. He left it just short. No good, and that will keep this a 3-point game.
And this is a commentary on today's kickers and just how good they are that a coach would think about running his guy out there to try a 59-yarder. Here it backfires on him, but as a kicker, you have to appreciate the confidence that they showed in you.
A throw down the field, caught by his running back. He'll get it inside the 20. Touchdown, Falcons! Cordero Patterson, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Falcons will take the lead here in the final minute of the 1st half. That could be an important swing right there. A touchdown in the final minute of the half to take the lead.
And I like the point you just made there. Could be an important swing because now that they have the lead, if they can carry that into the locker room at the half, they'll feel really good about what they accomplished in the first 2 quarters.
Now the try here for the point after. And this is up and good to make it 7-3. They certainly made quick work of that, ultra-quick work. One of the fastest drives you'll ever see, just one play resulting in the touchdown. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. The Ravens Raven offense going to take over late in this first half. And with them trailing, there is still enough time to try to string a few plays together, maybe get into field goal range. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. Christmas Eve here in 2022. A big slate today of Saturday games. But we will have, ready for this, a triple header of action on Christmas Day tomorrow. I think it's pretty safe to say we won't have a white Christmas in any of these places, however. We start with the Packers and Dolphins in Miami at 1 Eastern. Then you got the Broncos and Rams from Los Angeles. And then finally, the Bucs and Cardinals at 8:20 Eastern in the desert. Plus one more for good measure on Monday. Once the family's all gone back home and Grandma's puttered out of the house, grab the leftovers and sit back and watch the Chargers and the Colts from Indianapolis. Off the play fake to Dobbins. Here's Jackson. He'll find Bateman once more. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. Ravens going to use their third and final timeout as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime. And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
I'm really liking what I'm seeing from this defense because their coverage has been playing at a shutdown level so far. Even backed up late, they're forcing incompletions and fighting to keep them at the end zone as the first half winds down.
Another throw on second down, and this one incomplete as well. They missed a field goal on their last drive. Here they need something to even get into field goal range on third down. Bateman's got it on the crossing route here. Oh, he's brought down. And remember here, no timeouts left. They got to get to the line quick. And he gets it into the end zone with no time left in the second quarter as they take the lead. This defense, so many things to worry about in the red zone area, but you'd have to almost think that Lamar Jackson running the football, that might be number one.
It should be number one, and in this portion of the field where things shrink a little bit because the receivers can't run past anyone because they'll run out of real estate, you should have all eyes on Lamar Jackson when the ball is snapped and try and keep him back in the pocket.
Yeah, I don't think that they were surprised he was running it there. They just couldn't stop him, and he ends up in the end zone. Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and the lead is now 10-7. Well, we're in the latter stages of this season. Everybody's getting antsy, so antsy that we're going to skip the halftime and get ready for the third quarter. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gunn, getting set for quarter number 3 here. And he'll wind up getting a couple extra yards here for his trouble and bringing it out of the end zone as he's down at the 27. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 27. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. He finds Bateman over the middle, finding room at midfield. Then he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. Good yardage after the catch. Is that play good for 30 and a first? Play action. Now Jackson. That's complete to his receiver, Bateman. And he'll be marked down at about the 26-yard line. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo. He'll get it inside the 20. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. They go play action now. Jackson out to his left. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Lamar Jackson, his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Ravens take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Well, that was all Lamar Jackson all the time on that drive, both through the air and in the end with the touchdown run.
Yeah, how about him doing things a little bit on the reverse side there, Brandon, because he softened him up throwing the football and opened up the running lanes. And when he gets a little bit of a sliver, he's gone. And that's exactly what he did there.
Tucker with the extra point, and his guys will take a 10-point lead. now to kick it away following the touchdown. From the end zone, here comes Williams. And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled at the 15. Here comes the Falcons offense. It's their first possession of the second half now. And the opposition laid down the challenge, an opening drive touchdown here to start the second half. And, Charles, now you feel like this group needs to get an answer because this all of a sudden is a two-score game.
Yeah, you're right about that. What was a small, manageable spread to overcome, a little bit more daunting now. I think you're exactly right. Pressure is on because you don't want them getting the ball back with a chance to really extend this lead out.
Roquan Smith. The blitz works to perfection as he gets in there to dump him for a loss of 8. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And this is going to be incomplete.
The passing windows are just not there. That's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
He'll take it at the 42. And that'll be a return of 12 following a very nice punt. And the Ravens set up well to begin their drive as it'll begin in enemy territory already. The former Minnesota Golden Gopher Rashad Bateman leading this offense back onto the field. And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. How many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this? But it's usually not by himself, is it? But usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well.
That's going to be caught. And in for the Ravens touchdown. Rashad Bateman, 27 yards. And the Ravens are able to extend their lead in the final seconds of this third quarter. A nice connection there, finding his target, and that'll put 6 up on the board.
Just like they drew it up in their playbook and reiterated it on the sidelines, right? Perfect route, a good throw to the defense. They had no answer for that right there.
Now Tucker to add the PAT. And that'll make this a 3-score game as the lead moves to 17. 1 quarter remains here in Week 16. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Back now in Baltimore, where the fourth quarter will begin with a kickoff following the score of the final play of the third quarter. Here's Tucker now out to kick this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
Atlanta regains possession of the football. And Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there was a quick 3 and out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now?
It comes, and he lost the football. Mariota had it jarred loose, and it's picked up by the Ravens. Now the return here is stopped at the 35-yard line. And I don't know that that fumble's going to matter a whole lot. You look at the deficit here in the fourth, it doesn't matter. The coach on the sideline still scratching his head.
Yeah, not only scratching his head, but probably writing a note or two about, we're going to address this come practice next week because maybe that's the reason we're down this far. Doesn't matter at this point, but being sloppy throughout the game, not going to help him improve.
Jackson's throw complete there to Bateman.
And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. And they're going to speed things up here. Rolling to his left. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4.
From the 4, it's 2nd and a couple.
Play action. It's Jackson. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. Down under 2 minutes to go in this football game. Oh, Jackson's going to throw it. Under pressure, down he goes. Sacked at the 10. Moved back to the 10. They'll try on 2nd and goal here. Under pressure. They got him again.
2 straight sacks have them backed up now for a 3rd and goal.
Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete. Man, a tough spot to drop that down here, 3rd and goal.
And so many times when you analyze a play like this, you talk about the people around him and maybe his focus was gone. Sometimes just simply him understanding how close he is to the end zone and a chance to score, and he tightens up but doesn't complete the play.
So they got the turnover started with great field position, but in the end, the defense able to hold firm, and they only get 3 out of it.
And I like what you said right there. That defense able to hold firm, backed up into the shadow of their own end zone. Goalpost right behind them. They had to make sure they didn't give up the 6. And boy, they came through in a big way. To them, even though they gave up 3, that's a win for their side.
Mariota now to throw on 1st down.
And complete to Drake London.
Yeah, this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down. And that one off the mark behind him, incomplete. They tried to throw on 2nd down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1. Throwing, Mariota.
Open man is Kyle Pitts, his tight end.
And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. First down, Mariota. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes in bounds.
On 2nd down, a run with Patterson.
And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Throwing is Mariota. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Mariota. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down. On 3rd down, Mariota. And that will be incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this 2nd half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Ravens are looking like they're going to come away with a victory. On the move to his left, and he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. The Ravens going to use the 2nd of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play.
Looking for Bateman. He's got him complete.
Now we'll get whistles, and they've signaled for a timeout. Not sure I see the logic in this, but we'll get a stoppage anyway with 5 seconds remaining. And despite the late lead, Jackson to throw. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. So the final seconds tick away in this Baltimore victory. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the 2nd half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the 2nd quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a 2nd half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the 2nd half, and no points were allowed. That's a great way to close them out.
So for Baltimore, it's a big win here as they move to 11-4 now in the year. And they'll get to stay home again next week as the Pittsburgh Steelers come to town. Meanwhile, for Atlanta, it's a tough blow to their playoff aspirations as they drop to 9-6. And they'll be at home next week for a date with the Arizona Cardinals.
it.